Let's do football first. DeShaun Watson offers. I'm not here. I don't want this. This is not a bash Cleveland segment for DeShaun Watson because there's 31 other teams that, if having the need, would probably have done the same thing. Yeah. But it seems like we're making a conscious choice here between, where our priorities are, signing DeShaun Watson with his personal history and his excellence in football. Where do you fall on this?
First of all, you don't need to bash Deshaun Watson or the Browns. Trust me, a lot of fans are not happy about that. Most fans are happy that they got the quarterback they believe that will make them a better football team. And that's what this is about. This is not about anything else that's going on off the field. He was not going to face any criminal charges. That's the way it goes. That's really on those that live in Houston and those that file those charges going forward. Since then, he is now going to go to the NFL. He will be suspended, probably 6 games. Maybe they reduce that down to 4 or 8 games. They reduce that down to 6. But this is really about football in the future. A young player now with an opportunity to play. Okay, the Browns did overpay to get him, but now he's on this team moving forward. I'm not sure this is going to be much of an issue once the season starts.
Well, are you entirely comfortable with the ethics of the whole situation?
No, I'm wildly uncomfortable with the ethics of the situation because you did say something, and I know you were just, 31 other teams would have taken the chance. No, the Steelers, who were in desperate need of a quarterback, came out and said that he didn't fit what was going on with their franchise. I mean, the Rooneys, for all the things the Steelers have, and it is ironic considering what happened with Ben Roethlisberger, decided they wanted no part of what's going on here. Like, first of all, if we're talking pure football-wise, Deshaun Watson is not worth 3 first-round picks. He's won 1 playoff game, and it was with the best receiver in the league at the time. So that's strange to me. Then you have all the stuff going around, right? I mean, look, you can make it a he said, she said argument. It's not. It's a he said versus she said, she said, she said. I can go on 22 times. Yep. You get what I'm saying here, right? Like, we are being naive, especially with what we've seen with other powerful people in the past, where they've gone decades without being held accountable for what happened. Now, I'm not sitting here saying the guy's guilty. What I am saying is, if you're a $1 billion NFL franchise with a fan base that you have to placate, you've decided that fan base cares more about winning than they do about who they're cheering on the field. I mean, I've got 2 daughters, right? I take my girls to sporting events. If the Bills were to do this, how do I pay for a ticket? Put my 11-year-old daughter on one side, my 9-year-old daughter on the other side, and say, that's the guy we're going to cheer for. By the way, do not Google anything about him.
Well, how many other NFL teams and NFL players have been caught in similar situations, maybe not this egregious, and they still do? You mentioned the Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger, same thing. They still kept him. You can even go to Ray Rice, where his career was over after that. So there's so many multiple moments where the NFL could have done the right thing, did do the right thing, but then they didn't let players come back and play and be a part of the league. Even in baseball, Trevor Bauer right now, I'm not sure what's going to happen in this particular situation. Now, he didn't have a squeaky clean image before the allegations came out, but after the allegations came out and they decided they weren't going to press charges, the Dodgers were still looking for a team for him to trade to. We're talking a starting pitcher in Major League Baseball right now who is on a team that team doesn't want him.
You're not, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you did this twice. I'm interested. So with your daughter's Buffalo Bills signing, what would you stop going?
I mean, I've been thinking about this since the Deshaun Watson signing happened. Yeah, I don't know how I could justify. Like, as we tape this now, right? Like, the story is Tariq Hill wants out of Kansas City. At least he's exploring a trade with his agent. That's happening right now. Like, if the Bills were to make that move, I have my Bills season tickets. I don't know how I could go sit in that stadium with what he's got in his background and the way the NFL is glossed over.
You have to even think, even to remember what that was.
And that's just it, because the NFL, he went from persona non grata to look how well he can play to when they were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, they were putting him out for interviews and he became funny guy. Look, man, I love sports and I love watching sports. And personally, I just want to watch sports and enjoy it and shut the rest of the stuff out. But we can't do that anymore, especially as you get older and you have kids and you have careers and you have a spouse and you have family members. These things affect other people. Why should they not affect me?
The fantasy that we used to have as fans was like, we like all of these players, we love these players. We realize that some of them have different issues, some of them very deep issues. The question is whether or not we should cheer for them for their talent and not the person that they are. We want all of our Bills players, all of our Giants, all of our Mets, whatever team it is, to be good guys. They're not.
But it goes past good guys, and you said issues. Issues are fine. You're right. Every human being has issues. I understand that, right? It's when those issues harm other people where the problem becomes. And look, not only did they get 3 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson, not only was Cleveland willing to make him the face of their franchise, they gave him a record NFL contract, guaranteed $230 million. Oh, and just to show how much faith you have in Deshaun Watson, you altered the first year of the contract where he only makes $1 million, so you can save him as much money as possible when he's suspended for 22 sexual assault allegations.
That is the most unsettling part of this whole deal for me, is that essentially you've given up any kind of moral high ground you might claim here because you're admitting guilt.
Desperate teams do desperate things like this to try to win games. I'm not saying it's right, but we're looking at a franchise that believes they're on the cusp of winning.